In this video I'm going to show you the smart control feature on the Netscaler. What I'm going to basically do is demo my configuration. So what I've done is I've disabled all type of redirection, so clipboard, audio, COM port, printer redirection for machines that are not domain joined, whereas domain joined machines that belong to the carmo.com domain, all type of redirection will be allowed. So drive redirection, clipboard redirection, printer redirection. To basically use this, I'm using an endpoint analysis scan to detect if the machine is part of the domain or not. So I'll quickly demo this and give you an overview of the configuration. So the first thing, if we jump onto my machine DC01, if I show you the properties of this machine is on the carmo.com domain, so this is my domain join machine. So what should happen from this domain join machine? Everything should work: clipboard, drive redirection, everything, COM port redirection, printer redirection. Because it is a domain join machine and the EPA scan detects that it's part of the carmo.com domain, it will allow the redirection. So I'll show you basically this in action. So if we go to my Netscaler gateway URL, as you can see, basically the EPA scan, it's asking me to run the EPA scan, the endpoint analysis scan. So you have to basically install the endpoint analysis agent on your machine to be able to run the scan. Once you've done that, you click yes. So in the background now it's running that EPA scan, which is complete. It's now passed me on to the next factor in my authentication, which is SAML with a redirect to my IDP, which is Okta. So if I sign on here, send the push notification, approve that. I'll now be passed through to my storefront with my apps enumerated. What I want to show you quickly is if we go to the ICA policies, just keep an eye on the hits here. So you could basically see here the allowed redirection ICA policy is looking for group membership of the trusted group. We're using endpoint analysis actions with basically the EPA scan with the expression looking for the domain check. So if that EPA scan comes true, then it basically adds that group, and then I'm just using the ICA policy to look for membership of that group. So just keep an eye on the hits here. You can see the current hits is currently 2. So if we go and now launch my 2016 desktop, what should happen is we should get all our network drives and we should be able to use clipboard redirection. So I'm just going to click read right on that. And now if we go back to the Netscaler and then do a refresh, you can see the allow redirection policy here, the ICA policy, has got 2 hits. If we do a refresh, you can see it's now got 3 hits. So that policy's been hit. So the EPA action with the OpSWAT expression looking for the domain check has passed, and as part of that it's added the group trusted as part of that EPA action, and then because that group is basically there, the ICA policy then is matched and it's then allowed the redirection of all my client drives, printers, clipboard, etc. So if we go back onto DC01, if we bring up Windows Explorer, you can see we've got all my local drives. So we've got my optical drive. You can see I'm connecting from DC01. My VDA is called VDA01. So you can see these are definitely client drives. If I go onto, let's just open Notepad So this is from DCO1. So if I do DCO1, copy, paste, test, and then if I copy that to the clipboard, and then if we come back onto here, type in Notepad. This is running within the VDA, this Notepad. So if I do a Control V, you can see I'm successfully able to copy and paste between the two. So clipboard and drive redirections working, and that's basically just purely based off because this machine that I was connecting to my Netscaler from was part of the carmo.com domain. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log this off. And then I'm going to jump back on to my host computer, which isn't domain joined. This machine is just my home PC, which is just literally part of a work group. You can see, yeah, there's no domain membership. This is just purely a work group machine. There you go. You see, it's part of a work group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off this completely, and close that down, and then if we keep an eye now on the Netscaler again on the policy hits, so what we should see now is we should see this ICA policy be hit, which is the block redirection policy. You can see currently it's only got one hit, so I'm going to fire up my Netscaler URL. Again, the endpoint analysis scan is going to run, so it's going to check my domain membership. It's looking for carmo.com. If that fails, then it's just going to move on to the next factor. So I'm going to click yes on that, and it's not going to add that trusted group as part of the endpoint analysis scan. So click yes on that. I'm going to log in here. I'm going to send the push. Now we're logged in, so I'm going to launch my 2016 desktop. So what should happen now is, because I'm connecting to my Netscaler from basically a workgroup machine which isn't joined to the carmo.com domain, what should happen now is basically all type of redirection should be blocked. We should see a policy hit. So if we go to the Netscaler, you can see currently it's got one hit. If I do a refresh, you can see now the policy hits has gone to 2, and now it's going to block all types of redirection. So if we have a look at that access profile, the block redirection, you can see everything's disabled. LPT ports, audio, clipboard, printer, drive, USB redirection. So if we go into Windows Explorer, you can see basically there is no drives, optical or client drives has been redirected. So that's basically worked. Because we're connecting from that non-domain joined machine, as I say, everything from a redirection point of view is blocked using smart control on the Netscaler. So if we now try to copy paste, so if I bring up Notepad within the VDA, and then just bring up Notepad within here, and then if we do test, copy, paste, and then do copy on that, and then try paste that, you can see the clipboard redirection is blocked and not accessible. So that's basically how smart control works. It's very, very good, especially if you integrate it in with EPA scans. You can look for processes, registry keys, domain membership, certain Windows patches. It's a really good solution. So okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.